Welcome to our CAN TV live broadcast for the Social Security Administration. My name is Niana. I am with the Social Security office in the Chicagoland area. We're going to be discussing how to create your My Social Security account, different avenues. You can go online via our website to apply for your retirement, disability, and Medicare, as well as reporting your wages if you are receiving the Social Security disability or Social Security supplemental income benefits. So if you have any questions throughout the broadcast today, you can call us at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. So if you want to visit us on the web, we are at www.ssa.gov, and on our website there are various online services for you. You can apply for your retirement benefit as well as your disability benefits, apply for your Medicare, as well as set up your My Social Security account. And setting up your My Social Security account, you can go in and check your earnings throughout the years, the years you've worked and it paid into Social Security, whether it's with an employer or you're self-employed. You can view your earnings via the website, and if there are any earnings that you have missing or that is not reported in the correct amount, you can bring in either your self-employment earnings tax return, or you can bring in your W-2s, and we can go ahead and check your earnings record to see if it is indeed incorrect or it's missing a year. You can also create your My Social Security account in regards to getting your benefit estimate. If you're around your retirement age and you want to estimate how much you'd receive in Social Security benefits, or how much you would project it to receive, you can create your My Social Security account, and on your account you can see how much you'd receive at your early retirement age, that's age 62, or full retirement age if you were born before 1960, which is age 66. If you're born 1960 and after, your full retirement age is age 67. But again, you can create your My Social Security account, and on your My Social Security account you can see your estimated wages, your estimated benefit amount for age 62 or 66 if you're born before 1960, or 67 if you're born after 1960 and after. You can also replace your Social Security card as long as there are no changes, such as a name change, date of birth change, and address changes. Everything is accurate on your ID and it matches the record. You can go ahead and replace your Social Security card with a valid driver's license, state ID, or passport for persons age 18 or over. Now just remember, if you need a replacement card for a child, you would need to come into your local Social Security office and request that minor's Social Security card with a valid ID for yourself or for your minor child. Also, you can see if you receive any benefits. You can print out your statement, your benefit statements. A lot of people request their benefit statements for different organizations or agencies who need proof of their income. You can, instead of coming into the office, you can go to www.ssa.gov, create your My Social Security account, and then just request your benefit verification. You can print it out at the comfort of your home, and you can take it to whomever is requesting that benefit verification. You can also update your direct deposit information, or if you're Medicare age or have been receiving deemed disabled for at least 2 years and you have Medicare, you can go ahead and replace your Medicare card all from the comfort of your home by going into your profile and just replacing your card. So the website is really, in regards to your My Social Security account, is really helpful. But you can also, not only can you create your account, but you can also apply for your retirement benefits. On the site, it shows you just a little bit more information about the retirement benefit and what it entails, and then you can just click that blue button, go ahead and create apply online, and then once your application is done, you do get a receipt page, and on the receipt is a number, like a receipt number, and we will contact you via either telephone call, and everyone receive a letter in the mail letting them know they have applied for their retirement benefit. So the website is really helpful. I even have my Social Security account because I keep track with my retirement. If I was to receive a retirement, how much I would receive, and I keep track of my earnings. So if anything, if I file taxes but for some reason it's not landing on my earnings record, I definitely make sure that everything is on my record is updated. So it's really very helpful just to keep that account open for you to check it here and there, because you want to make sure by the time your retirement age, you want to make sure all of your earnings is up to date, your information such as your date of birth, because if it's something off, such as a name, your date of birth, if anything is off, you can't change it via your My Social Security account, but you can come in enough time to make sure all of your information is updated, and that by the time your retirement, there are no discrepancies. Like, you're good to go and you don't have anything to worry about. You can rest assured that all you're doing is just waiting for your retirement age for you to start collecting your retirement benefits. On the site, you can also not only apply for the retirement benefits, but you can also apply for the disability. So say you can't work, or your work has dropped significantly due to whatever medical condition you're facing. You can also go online, and as you can see, you can click that button for apply for disability. You click that and it goes to the next page, gives you a little information verifying who you are, understanding that you are the one who's applying for your disability. Then you can go ahead and apply. Oh, we have a caller. So, yes, caller, how can I help you?
Oh, yes. My father retired in March, and his minimum income had to be less than 18. And so he actually surpassed that. He has made $20,000 this year. What's gonna happen to his retirement benefits? Is he gonna get them revoked, or is he gonna get penalized? What's gonna happen to him?
That is an awesome question to ask. Now, if anybody who's working, who's applied for the retirement benefit, and you're under the age of 66, which is your full retirement age, there are an annual income rate we go by to earnings in regards to how much you can earn and receive your early retirement benefit. This year, it was $17,040. And we count, if you go over that, we count $1 for every $2 you go over, and it would be an overpayment. We suggest when people apply for the retirement benefit, if they would just inform the representative up front saying, oh, I plan on making about $20,000 or however, we can make adjustments so there won't be an overpayment. But you want to have your father contact his local Social Security office, report it, and then the representative who take that report will go ahead and inform him the next step in regards to if he's overpaid, if he will or will not receive any more benefits for the year, so on and so forth. So that is a really good question, because there are, it is an annual income that you can make without going over and still receive your early retirement benefit. But definitely report, have your father report to his local Social Security office, and they'll go ahead and take it from there. Does that answer your question, caller? Okay, thanks. So right now we have our guest host is here. I'm going to have her go ahead and introduce herself, and then we'll continue on.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am the late Victoria Farini. I do apologize for my late entrance. But I am a claim specialist with Social Security. I've been with the agency for 8 years now, and I work in the Hillside field office. So
Welcome to the show,
Thank
Victoria.
you.
Thank you for joining us. So we were just discussing about creating the My Social Security account and how to apply for services online. Our caller just called in and asked about her father, who's receiving I'm assuming the early retirement benefit, and reporting that he might have went over. So what would you say if a person plan on receiving their early retirement benefit, but they're probably going to continue working? What would you inform them?
You know what? More times than not, if you are looking to still work and you have not reached your full retirement age, we usually try to really encourage you to wait. Just because, again, there is that earnings limitation up until the time you're 66 years old, depending on if you're working full-time or part-time. But you know what? Sometimes even a part-time position can put you over. Sometimes even working an extra hour or an extra 2 hours can put you over. So, and you don't want to have to pay the government back anything if you can help it. You already have too much coming out of your check every 2 weeks as it is. So once you turn 66, the earnings limit no longer applies to you. You can receive your benefit from Social Security and make $1 million a year if you so choose to, without any hesitations or limitations. So I would just really say the best thing to do, if you're able to, is just to wait. But again, it really just depends on what you're comfortable with. Just please, please, please watch those earnings. And again, I can't stress enough, remember, it's always the gross that we look at. It is not what you bring home. So many people get that confused.
So what if we say someone do plan on working either full-time or part-time, but they don't know how much they'll make, or they do know and they might be under the annual earnings test? What would the annual earnings test would be, and what would you suggest about that part?
You know, again, I would do my best to just do my homework and to just try to project as best as you can how much you think you're going to earn. Again, you know, for this year, 2018, you know, monthly it's about $1,420 a month gross, $17,040 for the year. Next year, yay, that bar is raised. So you'll be able to earn $17,640. So that makes it a little bit easier. But again, I would really, really just, you know, do your best to project how much you think you're going to earn before you file.
That is a really good suggestion, because like Victoria said, you don't want to have an overpayment. You don't want to owe. We would suggest once you apply, and you do plan on working, you want to give that information to the claims representative so they can either make that adjustment or inform you, oh, you'll be way too over. It wouldn't be a good idea to apply because you might not receive a benefit. But if you're not working when you apply, but then you do start working after you apply, you still would want to report. So reporting will prevent any hang-ups in the future. Reporting how much you're going to make, projected to make, or you know for sure when either you apply or after you start receiving the benefits. And as such, if you are receiving the benefits and you state that you're going to make a certain amount, but then while the year go on, the work earnings drop or you stop working altogether, you also will want to report that. So then your benefit either can be adjusted back to the normal rate, or we can make changes in that. Going back to the website, I was discussing before we had the caller, you can also apply for the disability benefits. So again, you would click that tab. It would go to the attestation screen, basically saying that you are attempting to apply for the disability, and you can go through the application. It asks about your medical condition, so on and so forth. After you're done applying online, you will be contacted via a letter. We will send out a letter, and we will also, 9 times out of 10, we give you a call just to confirm that you are applying, if we need additional information, so on and so forth. In regards to the disability, though, you have to have work within the last 5 years in order to apply to have the work credits. But then again, or to going through there, you can also apply for the SSI-DI, SSI-DI, for the Social Security Supplemental Income if you don't necessarily fall under the disability category. There is another form of disability you can apply for, and it is the SSI. Even if there is a child that's disabled, you can apply for child SSI, but those two applications you will have to do in office. So there are avenues just in case you're, Social Security don't have the disability insurance for the Social Security disability. There are other avenues that you can apply for. There are conditions to those, but you can apply for that SSI. Do you have any extra information in regards to the disability and applying online that you want to share with the public?
Sure. So again, please remember, because we see this consistently in the office. So if you have a medical condition and you are working, okay, work is going to be the very first question we're going to ask you. Why? Because there's that earnings limit, okay? Even though you may have a medical condition, that is not a question. We're not questioning that, but we are going to question those earnings. So if you are grossing over $11.90 a month, and you want to apply for disability, you're going to be denied. It has absolutely nothing to do with your medical condition. It is strictly based on those earnings. So please, please, please remember that. If you're going to file for disability and you've already filed an application, you're waiting for a decision, or you're receiving disability, again, when it comes to working, you have to report those earnings. We need those check stubs because, again, if there is still that earnings limitation, and that is 9 times out of 10, every single overpayment that we see in our office has to do with work.
That's very important. That led us to our next bullet, the reporting your wages. So that's good, Victoria.
See, I read your mind.
So the next one, yes, like Victoria said, if you are working after receiving a disability or SSI, you do need to report. It's very important. So we have different avenues in which you can report. You can download the app. For persons who are receiving the SSI benefits, you can download it on your phone via the Google
Chrome.
Yeah, Google Chrome, or via the iTunes for persons who have the iPhone. You can download the app and then you can just report the wages on the app. For persons who are receiving the disability, you go to My Social Security, create your My Social Security account at www.ssa.gov, and then you can report your wages via your profile. So initially you do need to come to the office or call in and let us know you're working. Right once we start the work page, then you can after that, at the end of each month, preferably, once you gather all the paychecks up for that month, report it via the app for SSI recipients, or for those who are receiving the disability, you can really go into your profile and through your My Social Security account and then report your earnings. You can send them in, you can fax them in, you can bring them in and drop them off. But there are avenues in which you can report your earnings, so we would have everything on your benefit record. The earnings will be updated, and then there is no issue with that, because like Victoria said, there are stipulations to working while receiving the disability/SSI disability benefits. In regards to also the My Social Security account, if you just scroll down, you can see the Medicare. So for persons age 63, like the retirement, you can apply 3 months before your birthday or 3 months after your birthday. You can go in the comfort of your home, go to your socialsecurity.gov website, our socialsecurity.gov website, and then click the tab for Medicare. It's literally like a 5-minute application. Once you're done, again, we will contact you with a letter, as well as 9 times out of 10 we will call you to confirm you're applying for the Medicare. If you have any questions or comments, such as say you do plan on continue working, but you want to at least sign up for the Part A, that's the hospital insurance. B is optional if you continue working and insured with your employer after the age of 65. You don't necessarily have to do Part B because it is supplemental to your primary insurance, which is your work insurance. But that question is asked When you take the application, either online or you want to come into the office, we do ask that question if you're working or insured, or if you're insured with a spouse who's working and insured after the age of 65. You can, the Part B is optional because Medicare is the secondary insurance. Would you have anything to add to that, Medicare, Victoria?
Again, one of the things that people tend to forget is that if you are already receiving a disability benefit, if you're already receiving an RSHI benefit, and you are turning age 65, you will be automatically enrolled in Medicare. Yes. The computer systems, the technology is pretty incredible. They know when it is your time. And so don't be surprised if you receive a card in the mail for Medicare and you're saying, well, wait a minute, I didn't apply for this. But if you're already receiving a benefit, they know.
That is true. With the, like Victoria said, yeah, everything is automatic. So if you're already locked in and you're receiving a benefit, whether it's disability or retirement, it is automatic. So you don't have to apply for the Medicare. But if you are not receiving a retirement or disability benefit, there are avenues for you to apply. Either you visit us on the www.ssa.gov, and you click the tab for benefits, scroll down to Medicare, and you go through the application, or you can call the R800 number, which is 800-772-1213. We can set you up for an appointment over the telephone, or for you to come into our office, or you can just visit us in the office. But the fastest and easiest way to either apply for the retirement, apply for the disability, apply for the Medicare is actually just going through the comfort of your home and plugging in our website, www.ssa.gov, taking a few minutes or however long it takes for either applications, and you wouldn't really have to wait. You can pass the line by doing it in the comfort of your home, because sometimes, depending on your area you're in, the wait time for the office is
astronomical. You'll be 66 or 67 by the time you get out of there. So,
exactly. Yeah, so a lot of times it's really high value within the office. So in order to not wait for a long time and you have things to do, people's lives are very different. You can go online and create and apply online. And also, like I stated earlier, in order to just keep up with your information, such as your earnings or how much you projected to receive at retirement age, either early or full retirement age, you can check through your My Social Security account and just keep up with your earnings. If you're not sure about how many quarters of credit, because you do need 40 quarters to receive the retirement benefit and to receive a free hospital insurance, you can, and say you're working for an agency that doesn't pay into Social Security, you can keep up with your quarters by creating your My Social Security account and checking to see if you need to you have enough time to plan out different other ways to gain your quarters of credit. So I have a My Social Security account. It's very helpful.
So do I.
Yeah, so we have
people, you know, I always hear too is that, when I'll ask a question, do you have access to the internet?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, so many people tell me, no, I don't have a computer. You know what? And then my next question to that person will be, do you have a cell phone? And then, well, yeah, do you have internet access on your phone? Yeah, yes. So, you forget you don't have to have an actual computer. If you have a cell phone.
Tablet.
You have a tablet. More times than not, you have a Chromebook. You will have access to the internet. Okay, so we really try to encourage the online services because, again, it is really about control. It's about you having control over your information to do so many things on your own rather than being on hold on the 800 number for a long time or coming to the office and dealing with a long line. Because, again, believe me, we can tell you, we both work in field offices. You would be amazed at the amount of people who unfortunately have had to wait for a half an hour, and all they needed was a printout of
Yes.
their benefits.
Very true.
All they needed was a replacement card. Something so simple that they could have done online themselves.
Yep.
So it really, really is a great tool to have. You know, please don't be intimidated by it. It's very simple, it's convenient, and we are always available to help you.
Well, that's our show here today. Victoria, thank you for joining us today up there in CanTV land. We really appreciate you looking at the show, and definitely take use of the avenues that we inform you of today in regards to creating your My Social Security account, applying for benefits, so on and so forth.
Have a great night.
Thank you.